This is Ellie. Ellie is our salon coordinator at Salon+Co. Today we're going to be talking about my journey in the hair industry, where I started, and how I ended up with Salon+Co today. When I first knew I wanted to start in the hair industry, I know it can sound like super cliche, but I've known since I was in school that I wanted to do it.
Like high school?
Yeah, probably even before then, because I would do, when I would babysit my little girls that I would watch, I would make them sit down and I would straight up do a full-on updo on their hair.
Oh, my Lanza.
Yeah, they didn't have any choice. So it was like, sit down, I'm doing your hair. And I think they actually started liking that a little bit more when I would come to babysit them or whatever. So they liked it. They just wouldn't tell me that.
They liked it.
They liked it. But no, so it started, I would say that I just always kind of had that niche for it or whatever. And then I should really find this piece of paper, because when I got to senior year of high school, they had us do these time capsule things. And in the time capsule, you put where do you see yourself when you graduate? All these things, right? All these questions.
In senior year?
No, this was when we were in kindergarten.
Oh,
probably,
I was going to say, that's when I did mine.
Maybe not kindergarten. I don't know. Is it kindergarten?
I think so.
You do it?
I think so.
So anyways, yeah, they have you fill out this little questionnaire form and what do you want to be when you grow up? You guys, I opened up my time capsule and I swear it said cosmetologist. I was
look at you using big words.
Oh my gosh, that's what I thought. I was like, how did I even know that word at such a young age? Maybe my teacher helped me out with it. I don't know, because I probably put on there do hair, something like that. But it said cosmetologist on it, and I was like, no way, because on that last day of school when I got that time capsule, I was still thinking the same thing. That is what I wanted to do. I had such a strong passion for it. So I thought that was kind of cool. I should really find that. I don't know if I have it anywhere. If I was woo, senior year, peace out, I'm ready, ready to conquer the world. But no, so I originally wanted to you get the I want to take a break and then I'm going to start school. And my mom was not an option. She's like, you're starting school. It's okay. So I looked into schools. There wasn't really a lot around our area. We're pretty, I wouldn't say remote. We're not that remote. We're only 45 minutes from the Twin Cities. So
pretty remote.
Some people are what do you guys do around here?
Yeah.
And I'm I don't, it's kind of nice actually.
It really is.
It's quiet. You can quick hop, skip, and a jump. You can be over to the cities in no time. But I checked around at schools and stuff, and I came across, it's called oh my gosh, why should we be able to remember this? The Model College of Hair Design. It's been a minute so that I've been there. But it was the Model College of Hair Design. It was in St. Cloud. Just a lot of the things, for me to go there worked out, I guess, in my favor, as far as, I don't know, whatever it takes to go to school, financing, blah, 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 whatever. It was just far enough away from home, but not too far away from home. So it still gave me that college experience and feel, but just not being I didn't want to be states or even over hours away. So the Model College of Hair Design was it. They also provided student housing, which was directly.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was directly behind the school. So got done with school, you walked out the back door there was your house.
Yeah.
You stayed with all the girls at the school, which it was a lot going to school with them day in and day out, and then living with them. I mean, trust me, there was lots of cat fights.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way. There was lots of cat fights, but we managed through. So I went there. I graduated high school in 2010. I started, so we graduated May. Yep. In the class in July. So essentially a month and a half after I got done with regular school, graduating high school, I started right away in July. So that was my mom telling me no, you're going to do it. You're not taking the summer off
There's
or
no
anything
leave.
like that. And I'm glad she did, because I mean, it gets you out there into the real world faster. I mean, that's the next step right after school is doing what you want to do, or however. I mean, I'm not saying there's any right or wrong way of doing it, but just getting out there and figuring out, okay, what do I need to do now? Like I'm reality, like I've got bills to pay now, like all these things. So I started that in July. I completed my course. Typically takes, depending on what state you're in, it can take 10 months, 11 months. It just depends on how you do it, which school you go to too. So the Model College of Hair Design was a privately owned hair school, so that was their sole focus.
Oh, that's nice.
Just hair. So I know you can do it at like college campuses and stuff, and then they do it like by the semester. But that's not how they do it. It was like a straight like 10-month course, like full time, essentially like treated it as like a job.
Yeah.
So that took me just a little over 10 months. I mean, obviously with like sick days and some days off that I needed, it's all hour based. So it took me just a little over 10 months. And then from there, it was, get my license and then find my first salon. I honestly couldn't tell you what my first salon was because it's been so long since. I feel like, gosh, I'm trying to remember. I applied so many places, and like my goal was not to like I wanted to start somewhere big.
Yeah.
Like that was my goal. I wanted to start somewhere really big, but that's hard to do in this industry. I kept getting the answer like, well, we need at least a year of experience. And it was just things like that. And I was just like, how am I supposed to like
get experience?
Get that experience if no one's really willing to give me the chance? And I know there were other options and areas that I could go to, but that's not where I wanted to start myself at. I knew I had it in me to start somewhere high. I knew I had that and I was going to give it my all. So thinking back, I think the first place I actually landed, I would say like, I felt like it was like like, okay, this is going to be great, was J.C. Penney's it was called Premier Salons.
In J.C. Penney's?
Yeah.
Wow.
This was in Rosedale Mall.
Oh.
Rosedale, Minnesota.
Nice.
So I'm like, this is great. I'm going to do this. Like it seemed to me at the time, it seemed a little bit more elite than, starting basic.
Yeah.
And no offense to like starting at like a cost cutter or like anything like that, but that's just not where I personally wanted to start.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to.
You had the determination.
I had the determination. I knew I had it in me. So I was like, all right, like J.C. Penney's, Premier Salons, like I made it, right? No. Okay, so you know how these big department stores have just kind of trickled away? I feel like that's where Premier Salon was at when I went into it. I went into it with great people. They were very great, who had been doing it for a very long time. Like very long time, many years. They had many years on me. And again, super nice people. But my first day at this job, you guys, I got a call in perm. I was like, this is
way to start it off.
Somebody's messing with me right now. But yep, got a perm. It all went fine, but I was like, man, I thought I left these things back in cosmetology school. But no, the things come with you. So I was there for a short period of time. It was not a very high volume salon, I would say. So I didn't get a whole lot of experience there, unfortunately, but obviously I got some, right? I mean, I worked with people who had been in the industry for a little while, but they were kind of like on their way out.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
You can have the perm, Morgan.
Yeah, you're good, girl. You just take it. I'm like, okay, sounds good. So, from there, I mean, I tried a few other places, and they just didn't, I don't know. I wasn't getting no one was really calling me back because I didn't have the experience that they were looking for. But from there, I believe I went to, it was called like Sports Clips or Sports Cuts over in Woodbury. And I was there for a while. And then kind of trying to think from there where I went. You guys, this is all very like, that part of my career, I would say, was like I was just so new to it. And I think I was just searching so hard for that right job that I was kind of taking anything at that point I could. And then I ended up meeting Bob around that time. So Bob is my husband. I ended up meeting him around that time, like new relationship status there or whatever. And it was kind of, on and off, whatever. But he had moved out to North Dakota, and I was like, okay, that seems a little
far.
It's a little far for me. That's a little much. So, I mean, things kind of just, I don't know, faded apart from there. Yeah, they just kind of trickled apart, and I just kind of carried on with myself or whatever back home. And I think I had some jobs in between there that weren't necessarily hair. I don't know if that was just because I was kind of giving up on trying to find that big thing or whatever. Sometimes I'm going to throw myself out there and see if anybody is like, I want her. Like, I see her potential, whatever. Like, I don't ever really feel like I got that opportunity, which is totally fine, but it did kind of draw me back from my passion for the industry. So, that kind of fizzled out a little bit. And then Bob and I kind of reconnected. And I moved out to North Dakota after knowing him for, what was it, like 6 months?
Not much.
I think less than a year, you guys. It was less than a year.
The things we do for love.
Wow, no, for real. And I just remember, like, my mom knowing him prior to, and then when I told her about this, she was like, "You're gonna do what?" I was like, I'm gonna go out to North Dakota. And she was just like, okay. It wasn't like a no, like, I mean, she couldn't tell me no. I was 21. Right? I could make those decisions on my own, but it was a very like, sure? I'm gonna be your mom. Like, I'm gonna give you a little bit of advice. Like, this is a very short-lived relationship, and we were kind of on and off in the beginning too. So like, are you sure? And I'm like, yep. I'm going to do it. Like, if it doesn't work, what's the worst thing? I come back home.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I moved back home. And North Dakota's only, doesn't feel like it when you drive it, but like an 8-hour drive. So, yep, I packed up literally everything I possibly could into my teeny tiny little car, and I moved out to North Dakota. So,
with him?
With him.
Like in the same apartment?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. He was already out there prior to me getting out there, and he kind of essentially like convinced me to come out there. And,
Robert.
Yeah, right. I know. He convinced me, and it worked, and I moved out there. And I mean, the rest was kind of history from there. So, long story short, too, with licensing in the industry, which many stylists know, is every state requires you to have like their license. So at the time I had Minnesota licensing, and the reason, I mean, I'm from Wisconsin, but the reason why I didn't work, I really never tried to apply in a Wisconsin salon because number one, I didn't have my license. Number two, at that time, in order to get my license was like, I needed so much experience behind the chair before I could even try and apply for reciprocity or licensure by endorsement or whatever they kind of call it now. But it was essentially, I needed like, oh my gosh, I don't even remember what it was because they revised their laws so much, I feel like. But it was very hard for me to get that license without experience. And I just wasn't obviously gaining that experience. Like I said, I wasn't finding my place or where I wanted to be. So I didn't have a lot of hours behind the chair. So when I moved out to North Dakota's licensing requirements were pretty similar to Wisconsin's.
Oh.
So I was like, crap, what am I going to do? Like, I can't even do hair out in North Dakota either. So I did work at a salon in North Dakota, but I was their receptionist.
Gotcha.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to work at this place. Like, I'm going to get my foot in the door somewhere. Maybe the owner can help me figure this out or whatever it might be. Maybe I can do something in the salon. That wasn't really the case. So what ended up having to happen was I needed to go back to school.
Oh.
So because Minnesota only required 1,550 hours, Wisconsin and North Dakota both required 1,800 hours.
Wow.
So
that's a big jump.
Unless I had enough hours behind the chair.
Which
But
you didn't.
I didn't have the hours behind the chair. So what I had to do was go back to school. So living in Dickinson, North Dakota, I found the closest school there was in Bismarck for me. Bismarck is close to 100 miles one direction.
Wow.
And there's a time change. Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna throw that in there because it had a major effect on my commute, essentially. So I, for 3 months, drove back and forth every single day to Bismarck, North Dakota.
Oh no.
So Dickinson is on. I was going to say, you were so saying this wrong. Dickinson is on Mountain Time, and then Bismarck was on Central Time.
Okay.
So when they say Mountain Time, that's an hour behind.
Oh.
So my hour behind, essentially, I'm like, okay, I got to figure out the time change difference to make sure I'm making it to school on time and when I'm supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Like, it was such a mind game, you guys. It was so crazy. Like, usually when you take like a flight somewhere and there's a time change, you're like there for a couple days, right?
Doesn't matter.
No, this was every single day. So like, I'd be like, okay, I got to get up at 6, which is 7 o'clock Bismarck time. So I had to like figure that. And then when I would get done with school at the end of the day, that was great.
Yeah.
Because I was getting done, say, at like 3 o'clock, but it was only 2 o'clock.
Yeah, that's so nice.
You guys, it was wild. But okay, I did it. So not only was it just going to school, like I also had to pay for that schooling.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a lot. It was, let's just put it into perspective, like a quarter of my full schooling in Minnesota. It was a quarter of that. So it was a decent amount. Plus I wasn't working, so there's gas money expense, there's car wear and tear and all of that. And then lunch and everything when I was there. And it added up. So that little period of 3 months of school was a lot.
It was a huge chunk.
It was a lot. Yeah. I mean, think of like gas money.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, I think I was filling up a tank at least, it had to have been every other day.
Oh, it
There's
had
no
to have
way.
been. No.
I mean, had to have been at least every other day. But so from there, okay, got my hours done, and then I had to do the full on, like, hands-on practical.
Again.
Yeah, I had to, and that's another expense. I had to pay for that test.
Jeez Louise.
So I had to go do that, which was in Minot, North Dakota. You guys, we're talking hours. We're talking hours I had to put in to do these things, like to get to go and take my tests. And again, don't forget about that time change. Like, that really messed with me. So did my hands-on practical. Then I had to do my PSI testing, which is computer testing. So I had to do that. Thankfully, that was in Bismarck. It wasn't Minot, but it was still a jaunt to go and do that. One funny thing I have to bring up about going in and taking this like computer test too. So, okay, number one, you are not late to these tests. If you are late, you essentially like forfeit your test. You forfeit the money, you fail, you got to do it again, right?
Wow.
Okay? Don't be late for these tests. I get up, I'm like ready to go. I'm like, okay, I got this. Like, I'm very confident, right? Because I've already done it in Minnesota. Like, I'm very confident. So I'm getting there. I can't find the testing center. Because I'm gonna tell you something. They put them in the weirdest places.
Well,
like,
yeah, they can't be obvious.
Why can't we just have, this is the PSI testing center? Like, no, they got to have it in a random building in downtown Bismarck. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, it's not even at the school.
No.
Oh,
no.
Nice.
It's like at wherever they feel their testing center is
perfect.
for that time being. So I can't find the testing center. I'm freaking out. I'm crying. I'm driving around, like, trying to find this. I'm calling Bob. I'm like, I can't find the test. He's like, how can you not find it? Because they don't make it easy.
Yeah, no, they
don't
can't.
make it easy at all. Okay, I find it. I got 10 minutes before this test is supposed to start. I come cooking in, and they're like, when you check in, it's like, you got to have your ID. Like, this is all state stuff, right? Because they're issuing you, like, quote unquote, a state license to do something. So it's all through the state. So she's taking all my info, and it's not just girls or whoever in there like taking their hair exam.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's people
Oh.
taking like their real estate exams. They're like you have to do it for like an electrician, like all the
Wow.
things, right, that require you to do this. And these people are sitting there like I'm like, hey, like I come scooching on in, you know, right? But they have to give you to the last minute
Yes.
to give you the opportunity to get there. And I squeaked right into my chair. And these people, if they could have killed me with their eyes, I think I would have been dead.
You're not here.
I wouldn't have even been here today. So anyways, we start our test. Okay, mind you, you guys, this is the easiest test ever. I don't even know why it's a thing, why it's so serious, like why I gotta pay for it, like why it's gotta be like no talking, cell phones go here,
Oh.
like you are in this room, there's no looking around, like you are on your computer. Okay, you guys, I was done in like 20 minutes.
What is it a test on?
I think it was their laws and rules.
Oh, I was like
So
computer skills.
It's like a 30 question quiz that I
Oh.
have to do, but you have to be, at this time you had to be in person to do it. Now I know things are more virtual.
Yeah.
But I had to be in person to do this. So I cruised through that thing, crushed it. I think I got like one wrong, and that's probably because I was rushing through it. But I was like, you know, just like going through all of it. And I stand up and like you have to like push back and then like raise your hand that you're done, you know, so they will come in, escort you out so you're not talking to people, right?
Wow, this is serious.
Again, if the death glares could have killed me.
Not only are you late, but then you just cruise through
you know,
her.
they're like, really, we have all been here. They recommend you get there like 20 minutes prior. So these people have probably already been sitting there for the solid 20 minutes. And here's me like squeaking in 2 minutes before my test is supposed to start. And I just fly right through it.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Yep. I'm like, you know, that was easy. Wish I could stay longer, but I got to go. So pass it. It was all good. Got my license in North Dakota. I didn't work at that salon that I was receptioning at. They were actually fully staffed, so there wasn't really room for me. I'm sure she could have like
maneuvered
things around and got me in there, but like I didn't want to step on toes either.
Yeah.
Girls who had been there for a really long time. So from there I went to, it was like an all men's haircutting place out there. It was a really cool concept. The guys would come in, so it was set up like a barber shop essentially. So I mean, obviously the main thing was they would come in, get their hair cut. With the haircut, they would get a wash and style, and then you would also get like the straight edge neck shave.
Oh,
so
nice.
it was with like a disposable blade and everything, so it was legal for us to do. So as long as it was disposable, we could be performing the service on clients. And then from there, it was, hot towel. They got a hot towel too after. And then it came with 2 tap beers.
Wow.
So she had like
tap
beers. So she had like
Wow.
this cute little like tap thing in there. They could either drink it while they were waiting, or they could bring it over and have it while they were getting their haircut. And I know a lot of people are like, how do you drink a beer and get your haircut?
You find a way.
You find ways.
There's a will, there's a way.
You know, you cover it up with your hand. Like,
it's fine.
You know, and it's not like you're always like blowing hair all over the place either. There's times where like they can grab a sip or like set it up on the station. It was perfectly fine. But when we were out in North Dakota, it was during like, I think it was like 2012, 2014. Don't quote me on this. I'm sure my facts are not
lining up,
but it's in the general area. So during that time, North Dakota was booming for oil. So it was bringing in like tons of people, like more than what the town could essentially like withstand.
Yeah.
Like these towns couldn't handle it. I mean, they were big. They were bigger than like Osceola, you know, St. Croix, whatever, but it couldn't handle the influx of people and just even, you know, work that was going on, like big trucks, stuff like that. Like it broke down roadways.
Wow.
I mean, the increase on like groceries, cost of living, all of that like skyrocketed out there. And that affected like the local people too. And those local people, their jobs didn't change in, you know, what they were making for wages. It was more of like the oil companies that were there. I mean, obviously they were benefiting off of it. I'm sure some of the local business, you know, benefited off of it a little bit, but not enough for their cost of living to like skyrocket. So we we had an apartment out there and it was expensive. Like if we can think of the times we're in right now, I know, you know, everyone's affected by like cost of living has changed significantly. That we've experienced, or Bob and I experienced that already at one point in time living out in North Dakota. I remember going to the grocery store one day and Bob wanted you guys a half gallon of chocolate milk. And she swiped her across and it was like $8. I was like, $8 for a half gallon of chocolate milk? Are you crazy? We put it back. It wasn't
it's not a necessity at this point.
No, it wasn't that we couldn't afford it, but we didn't want to. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, even though, like, yes, Bob was a part of the oil field and we were doing great. You know, that's why we positioned ourselves out there, you know. We were doing great, but like, we plan on going back home sometime soon. And if we're buying half gallons of chocolate milk for $8, like we're going to be spending.
She's going to diminish.
Yeah, we're going to be spending some more time out here. So, but just to like put into perspective, like how it was out there, and a lot of the work was more directed towards men. I mean, a lot of the jobs were just something a woman really couldn't do. You know, they were just. I couldn't have gone out and done what Bob did. Like, there's no way, you know? And to me, it's not, you know, being like, a woman can't do that job. No, physically, a woman could not do some of these jobs. So it was very more of a man's world out there. Like, I will say that. Looking back at it, there was a statistic that I found at the time I was there, and that could have changed since the last time I looked at it. There was 44 men to every one woman out there. Wow. So like that was a lot, you guys. That's a lot. I was a goldfish in the middle of
look at you go.
A sea of men, right? I mean, there were like, you didn't like really go many places by yourself if you were a female out there. And like with that being said, like going out to bars and like stuff like that, you just didn't do those things by yourself. There was a point in time, though, you didn't even want to go to Walmart, like, at night by yourself, though, too. Because Walmart was allowing these people coming in to Dickinson, at least, to camp in their parking lot and stay there. So they had, I don't know if it was just overnight or if they would kind of stretch it a little bit, but the amount of campers and trucks and people that were, you guys, I'm not even kidding, like, living out of their vehicles.
No, thank you.
It brought in a lot of rough too, like not good things, you know, it brought in drugs. It brought in just a lot of not great things. So you just really had to watch out for yourself. But back to my point really of this, I kind of got off topic a little bit, but when I was working at the men's den, I mean, you can imagine the demand for men's haircuts we had there. Like it was, I can't even explain it. Like, I know saying some of the numbers and like the hours that I put in there, people are like, come on, like you didn't do that. Like, no, I did it. Like I did it. It was great money. I eventually was managing the salon at one point in time for her. We were doing at least 8 hours nonstop a day. Like it was nonstop. We had 2-hour waits. And I'm gonna tell you something, these guys would wait. They would wait to get a haircut. A lot of them do shift work out there. So sometimes they have a whole week off. So they could sit there for 2 hours and it was really cool. They could like watch, you know, TV and just even like the camaraderie of just, you know, talking amongst each other. You know, they kind of felt like they were out at the bar hanging out or whatever. They would sit there and wait for us. So we had like 2-hour waits. I mean, it was back to back turnover. I mean, as soon as I got someone out of my chair, I was putting a guy back in my chair.
Wow.
So that was a lot. It was a lot though. It wasn't easy work. Again, I made good money doing it. And in ways like I would keep track of like how many haircuts I did do in a day would be anywhere from like 20 to 22 haircuts a day. So I would just like put my combs in, like we have these little barbicide jars that we have to keep at our station. And I would put my clipper combs in there to keep track of how many I did do in a day. Cause it was all walk-in based. We didn't have like a schedule or anything like that. So yeah, and that was just haircuts aside from like we could do straight edge face shaves, we could do head shaves. So there was other things that you could do for services other than just haircuts. So from there, I mean, we had always planned on coming back to Wisconsin. So when it was getting to that time, I mean, I kind of started having a little bit of a falling out with the place I was working at, which is going to happen. I mean, I personally felt like I was being overworked and undercompensated, which I have a strong passion for it. So like, I'll do the job.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when it was really starting to like, I had my daughter out there, like I needed to spend time with her.
Yeah.
I couldn't be there for over 12 hours a day. Like I'd pick her up from daycare. Bob's job was super demanding. I mean, he was working 14, 16-hour days. So we didn't have family or friends out there to help us with Aubrey. And that just wasn't being understood at the job that I was at. I'd go to leave and I ultimately I felt bad for leaving. Like that's kind of how like I was treated. Like, oh, you have to leave. Well, yeah, I have to go pick up my daughter, you know? So things like that just started happening. And I was like, you know, this isn't right, you know? So unfortunately we did have a falling out. You know, she did teach me some things of being an owner, you know, like things that I liked and things that I didn't like. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I took note on that because I knew my goal in life was to own my own salon.
Yeah.
Now, is that a dream or could that have truly been a reality?
Yeah.
At the time I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, I went to another place, and this is kind of what put it into perspective for me. Like, I can do this on my own.
Yeah.
So I found a place out there that was booth rental. I started my own independent salon there, and I was really busy. But I did everything. I didn't just do men's haircuts. A lot of my men's clients did follow me from the place that I was at. They did follow me, which I was very grateful for because that just helped
keep me
going and all the things. But I did a lot of eyelashes out there.
Oh.
So I learned how to do, I totally missed a place that just made me think of something. I can't believe I forgot that. I started doing eyelashes out there, and it was like, I'm trying to think, like, you know how like certain areas of the world, like they're so further ahead on things than like we are here. Like that's how it felt out there. Like eyelashes weren't a thing out there.
Oh.
So like,
so you got in.
I kind of I came into it at a really good time. There was a few girls that were doing them out there, but they weren't like big at the time. So I feel like I really brought sight on them in our town. And I was like, when I tell you I was doing a lot of lashes, I went from doing a lot of men's haircuts to like sitting and doing a lot of lashes.
Wow.
I think that's why I'm like,
I'm
done. You can take all the lashes you want. I actually ended up teaching, like when we fully left North Dakota, I actually ended up like taking on 2 girls and I taught them how to do it.
Wow.
Because I needed someone to pass my clients on to. I had ladies coming in and they're like, so I saw so-and-so in the grocery store and I asked her, where are you gonna, or where do you go to get your lashes done? Because my girl is leaving. And she's like, well, same. My girl's leaving too. Like, who do you go to? And she's like, Morgan. She's like, oh my gosh, we're both stuck in a pickle. Like, Morgan's our girl. So I was a lot of people's lash tech out there. I was. So I trained these 2 girls because I wanted them to give the same experience and the same quality of work to my clients that I was like leading and passing on. So I think they're both still doing it actually.
Oh.
So I know I have a friend out there who was going to one of the girls that I trained. I don't know if she still is or not, but yeah, they took it on just fine.
Wow,
And
look
yeah,
at Dickinson go.
Yeah, help them out a little bit. They were new to the industry, so I was like, hey, like, why not add this to your services and get yourself busy, and maybe they'll turn into hair clients and whatever else. So the part that I said I forgot, and I cannot believe I forgot this part, but I also worked at a local salon in our town in Osceola, and I was there for 8 months before we made the big decision to move out to North Dakota. So actually, we moved out to North Dakota 2 times.
So is this time one or time two?
This is time 2. So the first time when I moved out, my mom was like, "You're crazy! Like, I can't believe you're doing this." We did have a low time where we came back. We did build our house in Wisconsin. That's when I got pregnant with Aubrey, and then we moved out to North Dakota.
Gotcha.
So I worked at a local salon in town, and I absolutely loved everything about working there. I think it helped me get to where I'm at today, truly. She saw a lot in me, and she was not afraid to voice that to me. She wouldn't hold that back from me. She was like, hey, do you want to go do, like these classes or these things as far as like management and stuff goes? And I was very interested, but we were getting to that point where we were moving back out to North Dakota again. And I kind of knew that. So I didn't want to tell her yes and then leave. So I just didn't want to do that to her. So then we moved out to North Dakota the second time, and then that's when I started kind of my own booth thing. And then I was like, yeah, I can do this on my own. I can totally do this on my own, especially if I'm out here. Yeah. And not even where like friends and family are to support me, because those are truly your like biggest supporters, I think, starting out with it. So then from there, moving back to Wisconsin, I found this cute little building in Osceola, downtown Osceola. It's right across from like our Osceola Cleaners and by the grocery store and stuff there. So I purchased that building, so I owned the building. It was I didn't find this out until I sold the building, but it was under 500 square feet. So I was in there by myself for, I don't know, probably like 6 months or so. And my demand started to grow. Like, I was just getting back into the community. I was starting to get my name out there. So it started out slow. Like,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there were days that like I sat there and did nothing. Like, I had absolutely nothing. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Yeah. I took a big risk just doing it on my own.
Well, and there were 2 or 3 other salons.
Yeah. One has been there for years. Yeah. I mean, she's been established there for years. So that's hard to do, like just by yourself, So I started accumulating people, and my books started getting bigger, and I was like, okay, all right, this is going good. It was a lot of push though. I mean, it did not come easy. Like, it was a lot of push to get those people in my door and trust me. Yep. And then I had another girl come on as a lash and makeup artist. And then I had another girl shortly after that came on as a hairstylist. Yep. So us 3 were in that little 500 square feet, operating fine. I mean, it was good, but when you got all 3 of us in there, which didn't always happen, mainly there was 2 of us in there, but when you got all 3 of us in there with clients,
it was packed.
It was getting tight.
Yeah. You had 2 salon chairs and 2 recliners for
2
lashes.
recliner lash chairs, because I was still doing lashes at the time too. Not as much as I was doing hair, but I was still doing, 25% of my clients were probably lashes. And then I got another full-time lash tech, and then a full-time hairstylist too. Yeah. So we utilized the space in there, like every corner of that place. So, in like, fun fact about that place too, that's where I met Ellie. So Ellie started coming to me for her hair, and that's kind of how we've grown
Yep.
to know each other was simply by doing her hair.
Yeah.
So like, wow, look at us.
Yeah,
Here we
I
are
know.
today.
Like
Crazy.
8 years later.
Wow. So crazy. It's like when you put that into perspective, like,
Yeah.
I've been doing your hair for 8 years.
Yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
know. And
So
fun
crazy.
fact, I did bug Morgan multiple times about working for her in the past 8 years.
She did, and it was always like, haha.
Yeah,
like,
you let me
you're
know.
joking. Like, you do not want to work for me. Like, no way. So it's always been like this
standing joke.
It always has been. Yep. So, and then one day we obviously took it serious.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
no, and then from there, we started outgrowing it was called Salon 204. And that was just the building number of the salon. So, we started outgrowing our space, and I wanted to give the building an uplift and like redo things in it.
Yeah.
And like, maybe that'll be good enough, whatever. Yeah, no, that was way too expensive. I was like, wow. When the bid came back, I was like, hey, and we're selling.
Yep.
Like,
We're done.
this is our calling. We're just gonna, go into a new building
Yep.
and let's just start fresh. So I ended up selling 204, and then we found what is now is Salon+Co. It was out of town by a whole whopping 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was petrified to move out of downtown. I don't know why. Because it was fine.
Yeah.
It was totally fine. Like, downtown parking goes for really any city.
Yeah.
Right? It's not great.
No.
It's not. And that, like I said, that goes for any city. But the parking was great. The building was bigger. It was what I was looking for. It had originally been a dental lab.
Oh, wow.
So like, this was an already built building that needed a full build out.
Full makeup.
A full build out. Like, we're talking down to the studs, wires hanging. Like, it was the day, and I know my husband he says this all the time. We put like all of our savings into Salon+Co. Got the keys, and on day one we were kicking holes in the wall. And I just remember, like, he will always say this, like, we got the keys to this place. We had no plan. We didn't, other than what I brought from Salon 204 was all I was like, here, this is what I got. This is my business proposal. And he's like, all right, let's it.
Go.
And we're kicking holes in the wall. I'm pretty sure we kicked that first hole in the wall. He was like, what did I get myself into? Crazy lady, but it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked. So there's two sides to Salon+Co when you come in, and I should find, like, I do have pictures and videos of like what it used to be and like through the whole rebuild of it. But we were over on what now is called our spa side. So that's where we have two estheticians right now. We have a little bit of our boutique over there. We made that work for 2 stations, because at the time I only had myself and one other stylist and still my lash tech, and she had her own kind of separate room back there, and then us 2 hair girls were out in like kind of that main area. So we had like a makeshift salon going on. Hey, it worked. So the funny part, was you had to bring your client into what is our dispense room now, because that was our only source of water. They had no water on the other side of the building when they added that part onto it. So we had to bring them to the back room and just makeshift sink right there. It was like our color was there, like our break room was there, people totally understood.
Oh,
like, we understand, this is just temporary right now. So in all that time when we were on that side, there's what is the salon side right now. My husband and one of his really good friends did our whole renovation in our salon, other than like obviously electrical, plumbing, stuff that they're not qualified to do or whatever. We hired that out. But as far as like sheetrocking, flooring, shiplap, like all that stuff in there, I mean, they did all of that. So they, during the time, I mean, it was cold. It was probably like this time of the year, I think. They were laid off from work, so they had all the time in the world to do it. So they were just crunching it out like morning and night. I mean, the hours they put in at night, I'm like, listen, you guys are still there. Like you can
go home.
You can go home for the day. Like, wow, I appreciate you being there and doing all the hard work, but like, wow. So I think we got that build out done in
It was fast.
It was fast. It was like 3-4 months.
Yeah.
You guys, when I talk build out,
full
on, like every time I would come in, these guys have got something demolished in there, and I'm like, all right.
It's just a process.
Can we just slow it down a little bit? Because like every time I come in here, my vision is getting further and further and further away. Like it's not like, okay, I'm starting to see it. I'm like, it's getting scarier every time I come in. But it all came together really, really good.
Yes.
So then from there, when we were able to transition over to the salon, they then started on the spa side. So we were going to take that slow, but if you guys know Bob and I, we don't take things very slow.
There's no break with you two.
No, there's
only full speed gas.
Yeah, it's like we're foot on the gas, right? There's no neutral, there's no in between. So like, you know what? Why wait? Like let's get it. Like we're in the middle of building this out. Why wait and then start later on down the road, like let's just get it done. So we did. We got it done. And we started, putting out there that we were looking for more stylists, kind of anything and everything really. Mostly stylists though, because at the time, I had 4 chairs in there and 2 of them were being occupied. So I had room for 2 other stylists. And then we had our front room.
Yep.
And that I kind of had as like my office.
Yeah, and then it went to your spray tan room for
then
a
it
while.
Went to my spray tan room, and it's like, I'm all about utilizing space and like having it be profitable.
Yes.
That room was not profitable. It was wasted space. It was just sitting there with like my desk and stuff in it. I didn't use it. Okay, now today we would probably be utilizing that office 100%. But at the time it was like, no, okay, this really isn't doing anything for us. So we turned it into a nail room to start out, and then we were still doing spray tans in there. Yep. So we turned it into a nail room, and then I was like, okay, spray tans like aren't a huge thing. Like our nails really weren't that big. So then we later added in another like styling station. Yep. So it's cute little room. It's got like its nails in there, and then it had hair. So from there, it was just filling my space. And this could be on like a totally different topic and whatever, but I went through a lot of people. I did go through a lot of people. It was hard. It wasn't easy. And like you sit here and think like, all right, this is going good. I'm going in the direction I want to be going. And things just start to happen. Yep. And that was hard, like a hard pill for me to swallow. Because like I just have it in my best interest for everybody. And I try to be that the best I can. Yep. And maybe it's just that, it's a time that's just not working out for that particular person who is there, and they have to make decisions and move on from there, which is totally fine. And maybe we're just not seeing eye to eye, and it just, hey, we tried this, it's not working. We just need to move on and just, start kind of clean. So I was taking a lot of steps forward coming into Salon+Co. Things were moving really, really fast. They might have been moving too fast, and I wasn't taking it in like I am now. Yeah. And I was excited. I was like, wow,
you're ready to get the ball moving.
To go. Yeah. Like I got girls in here, a couple that had been with me for a while, and then like I had some new girls come out of school and they were doing great, and I was like, this is awesome, But at the end of the day, it ended up not being that. So I took a lot of steps backwards. Yep. So Salon+Co is a little over 4 years old. Yes. Its birthday is November 22nd, right? I think so. It's November 22nd. So in 4 years, I have had a lot of turnover. And I know people are like, oh, well, why? Why did you have a lot of turnover? Every scenario is different. everyone's going to have, there's two sides to one story. Everyone's going to have their opinion on how it happened, how it ended, what went wrong, like all the things. But like I said, at the end of the day, I'm just there trying to advocate for everybody
Yep.
and give what I feel like I was missing
Yeah.
growing up in the industry. I'm just trying to give back to those girls, give them a good place to work out of all the things. And I mean, I had some of those stylists and artists in there. And then, like I said, I mean, differences happen and they had to go their own ways, which is totally fine. And then I kind of was back at square one.
Yeah.
So Salon+Co has been growing for the last 4 years. Like I said, it's been, you know, really, really good. And then there's been a lot of heartache too. I've gone through a lot of things kind of come back, you know, on me that I have to rebuild a lot of things from that. It's not only is it just losing an employee, but it's like losing someone I've built a relationship with, like a bond with, essentially. Like I try to teach as much as I can, give as much of my knowledge as I can. And then like finding someone else to replace that person is really, really hard.
Yeah.
It's not only like, can you do hair, but it's, do you have the customer service? Do you have, you know, the personality and what it takes to be behind the chair? Like it's a lot. It's a lot of things they don't teach you in school, is what I'm trying to essentially at the end of the day help these girls with. So yes, we learn the basic hair part of it in cosmetology school. But not what it's like when you get into the salon.
No.
So, and there's going to be things where people don't agree with me. They're like, well, you do that really weird. Or whatever it might be. They just don't agree with it, you know, and that's a big part of making sure you find the right salon for yourself. Make sure it fits you, you know. If you're getting the bad vibes off of like that first interaction with a salon, like it's probably not going to be great. It may be a super pretty place and all the things, but once you get in and you actually start to do it, you know, then things can start to change. So not only for like, you know, myself, like make sure it's the right fit for you too, you know. And I mean, that with time, you know, sometimes people figure that out after they've worked there for a little while, and we try to, you know, give that grace period too. We're like, we revisit like, hey, you know,
how's it going?
I'll let you know how I feel it's going, but I want your feedback as well too. I don't want anyone to ever feel stuck. You know, you, like I said, you try it out and it's like, okay, like I don't like how they do their day-to-day operations or how they want me to do this or whatever it might be. And that's totally fine. That's totally fine. There's probably a perfect salon fit for you out there then to go and, you know, be a part of or start. But that's, I mean, I don't know. Is there anything like you can think of that I haven't really touched on, I guess, as far as like Salon+Co growing?
I mean, well, you have more than just Osceola for a location. And Osceola's full.
Yes, that like newly just happened.
We're at full capacity.
Osceola, so like Ellie said, we have a couple more locations. So when I said moving fast, that might have been part of the moving fast part, but it was just so exciting and like exhilarating. I'm like, oh my gosh, like Osceola's doing so good. Like, let's do more. Like, we wanted to spread our brand all over the place and be like, heck yeah, let's do this, you know. And we found a building in Clayton, which we're at right now, our Clayton location. It originally started as a hair salon, and then from kind of tidbits that I've picked up, the owner kind of got out of the industry. She had like some medical stuff come up that just wouldn't allow her to perform hair services and stuff anymore. And then she turned it into more of like a rental. In general, like it didn't have to be salon, it didn't have to be that. You could just rent it out, I think, essentially for whatever you wanted to. But there was a stylist in here, and then there was also a massage therapist in the building too. So it was occupied when we came across it, and one of the tenants ended up leaving, and then one of them ended up staying. So right off the bat, we weren't ready to start building out
Yep.
Clayton because essentially we had just got done with Osceola.
Yeah.
So we kind of let it be for probably about close to a year.
Yeah.
And then once we came around to a year, our renter that we had at the time was like, just give me the heads up of when you guys plan on doing that. She was kind of at the end of like her career with it. She wanted to do it very minimal, but didn't want to do it really for anybody. So totally respect that. So we gave her a good notice, like, hey, this is our plan. Okay, sounds great. You know, she had something in mind of what she wanted to do because she knew we were gonna potentially be
Commission.
we were gonna be doing something like this with the salon. So she did move out, and then we were able to start renovations. So, and then we turned it into what it is now. And then we found Chisago over in Chisago City, Minnesota. That salon was already built out. It was a turnkey salon. That's essentially really the only way we would have been able to take on our third property. Build outs are just expensive.
Oh my gosh, it's insane.
They're insanely expensive. The time commitment to doing it, you know, like my husband still needs to have a job. So he couldn't just be working for free all the time. But it was a turnkey salon. And I kind of knew the situation with what was going on with this salon. I was like, gosh, I wonder what she's going to do with it. I knew the stylist too that owned it. I actually worked with her for
nice.
a little under a year. I worked with this stylist. And then, I mean, obviously when I moved to North Dakota is when, you know, we kind of separated or whatever. And then I had heard that she was branching out and starting her own salon. I was like, wow, that's awesome. And then she ended up moving away, and things kind of started to trickle with her salon. And it was essentially like sitting there kind of empty. And I thought in the back of my mind, like, I should just reach out and see what she's going to do with this. And I was like, nah, you know, like I got enough on my plate, right? Two is enough. And I actually had a client of hers in my chair, and she's like, gosh, you know, I wonder what she's going to do with that. And I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, I think you should reach out to her. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want to open my mouth, but it was a beautiful salon. And I was like, gosh, it would be so great and so cool to have a third location. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to. The next day, you guys, it gets posted on.
Oh, really?
On for sale. I don't know, like through a realtor or whatever. This client messages me. She goes, this is a calling. She goes, did you see what just got posted for sale? I was like, yep,
sure did.
I sure did. So I sent the listing to my husband, and he was like, you're crazy. You are crazy.
So
and I
Robert.
was like, all right, this is when me and Ellie are really trying to get something out of Bob. We're like, so hear us out. He's always like, what?
What do you two want?
Yep, essentially. So I was like, all right, hear me out. It's turnkey. It's all the things. Like, we really don't have to do anything to it other than like hit it with our logo, you know, go through it.
Find details.
You know, just find details. Like clean it up, a little bit of TLC. Nothing major. Okay? Nothing major. It's like girl math, right? So yeah, we pulled the trigger. Again, we put in more of our own personal savings that we had established.
Finally saved back up.
Yeah, finally saved back up, and put it back into this.
Wow.
So when I say like I got a passion for this and I'm putting my all into it, like I am putting my all into it, and my like biggest advocate for it, other than my parents. I mean, my parents obviously believed in me too and got me. They're a huge part of where I am at today. But like my biggest advocate backing me on all of this is Bob. The amount of time he put in for work out in North Dakota, I don't know if I could ever return that with what we have, like what we were able to do with that today. I mean, it's just like huge. I don't know if I'll ever be able to repay him back for that, truthfully. But he still plays a pretty major part in the business. I mean, He's the yes, girls, you can spend money, or no, girls, you can't spend money on that stuff. He is the like, if something's off,
Oh yeah.
we're getting a phone call.
Yeah.
So, which it's a good thing though, because
Yes.
it's a lot of moving parts.
Yes, and
like,
it's the minor things that we're just so busy on that he catches.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he's sitting there watching it. He's picking through it with a fine tooth
Yes.
comb, and I truly believe that you need that
Yes,
to have
100%.
a successful business. I mean, things can get so disorganized so quickly that it's one little thing, and it like can really set you back. So he is still he is a major part
Very
in Salon+Co.
major.
He's a very major part in Salon+Co. I used to do essentially everything he's doing, everything you're doing, and then also being behind the chair when I was at 204. I was doing all those things.
Yeah.
So now that was hard for me. It's a thing to do, to delegate those tasks. It came along with me also like training you guys kind of how to do it. I mean, Bob caught on very well. You caught on very well, which I'm super, super grateful for, that it didn't take a lot of like
your
explaining
time
on how to do it. It's just a little bit of help here and there. And now it's like, I don't even, sometimes I don't even know what's going on.
Hey, that's all right.
We
will handle it.
Yeah. I'm over here like, Bob's asking me a question about like something Ellie did, and then I ask Ellie, and then she's got the answer, and then I get it back to Bob, and then it's vice versa. I'm just kind of the middleman right now.
Hey,
like,
we like it.
Hey, like,
you get to enjoy your passion. We handle the back stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. I think I've been in the industry now I am going on like 16 years right now, which seems really crazy for me to say. I mean, I'm only 34 years old. I feel like I've done a lot in those 16 years of really like finding myself, figuring out what's even possible. Like, am I just dreaming over here?
Living
like,
on
I
a dream.
can't possibly own a salon. So I just kept pushing for it. Like, I wasn't backing down. And I mean, that's kind of the whole backstory on how I got to Salon+Co.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, it's going to be a lot more from here. I mean, I have a lot more ideas coming that I would like to start pursuing. And again, these are ones where I gotta slow down. I gotta have the patience with it. I don't want to rush it. I want to make sure it's perfect. I want to make sure every I and T is dotted and crossed, before I throw it out there. So, that's kind of all I got. So I don't really know anything else.
Welcome to the startup.
Yeah, welcome to the startup. I just wanted to kind of throw out that introduction just to kind of give you guys a little perspective of what Salon+Co is, who I am, just all the things. And then from here on out, we kind of want to make it more like a Q&A. So it could be like one whole topic in the conversation, or it could be multiple questions too. So if there's things, like I said, if you guys are wondering kind of like certain details maybe I left out in my introduction or anything like that, anything pertaining like to the salon, how things work, but it could be anything. It could be endless. If you guys have a business question for me, I'm self-taught. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm self-taught in the business industry, I would say, but I have experienced it. I have put it to the test. I figured out if it works or if it doesn't work. I know how to start up a business pretty quick now. Starting out there, it was a little rough and sketchy, and I probably didn't do things how I was supposed to do, but they're all obviously corrected and good now. But
you gotta start somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere, right? Like, they don't give you a book on how to start a business and the right way to do it.
Google only helps so much.
Google, now we got this great thing called ChatGPT. Like,
shout out Chad.
We like to call him Chad, so that he's our go-to on some things. So but yeah, it can be questions honestly pertaining to anything. And there might be some days where like we just come up with our own topic and talk about it too. So we're just gonna,
play it by ear.
Play it by ear and just, I don't know, give something I don't know, something fun.
Yeah, we're
to
here for the
do.
real talk.
Yeah, we're here for the real talk. So I think that's all we have for today. So drop those comments below, beauties, and we'll see you here next week, mic'd up with Morks.